Hello everybody, this is Mateo. I didn't exactly know when to start talking, but I guess I've started, and now we're gonna go because, well, I didn't start talking because I was kind of worried about, it was inserting some frames there, and I was hoping it would stop, and it seemed to have stopped. Anyways, with that, we are playing Banjo Tooie, the gigantic sequel to Banjo-Kazooie. I mean, look at how long my very first file took me. 15 hours and some minutes. We're gonna start here at file 2 because I like to keep the first file that I ever completed there. And, well, I might as well put the controller down because we have a 15-minute long cutscene or so going on right now. So yeah, I might as well just put this down. Again, it's inserting some frames and I do not like that. But, we're just gonna go with this for now because it's just the intro. Let me check something. Anyways, it's been 2 years. That's when the story takes place at the very least. Stuff's gonna go down. Lots of stuff, big stuff. Klungo's apparently been pushing this rock for 2 whole years. It's actually, for me, only been 1 year. I thought about maybe waiting another year so it would actually be 2 years since I last played Banjo-Kazooie. But, you know, I just really felt like playing this game, and I did say it is the summer of sequels, and what better sequel to start off with than Banjo-Tooie. I gotta admit, I do like Banjo-Kazooie more, just because it is simpler. This game gets very, very, not cryptic, but there's a lot of world jumping and stuff, a lot of backtracking, and doing stuff in one world will change another. Is that a lightning? Maybe. Oh well. So it's more not simple in that case. Yeah, sure. So I kind of dislike that a little bit, but it is still a very good sequel, and I still really enjoy it, and it's gonna be a ton of fun playing this game again. Also gonna warn you guys, I do not know this game as well as I know Banjo-Kazooie. I had played through Banjo-Kazooie twice, and also my last playthrough had been a heck of a lot closer to when I actually did the Let's Play than this one. It's been a year since I played this game, and I've only played through it once. I know the early worlds really well, but after World 4 it gets kind of foggy. So I'm not gonna know this game as well as I've known other games that I've Let's Played. So I don't know, maybe you'll find some enjoyment out of that, me not being the biggest master of the game or anything, I don't know. Also, I have no idea why I picked up my controller again, because we still have cutscene going. I just kind of grabbed it just because. It's kind of weird just sitting here, hands in my lap, talking for a while. To be honest, I was kind of really afraid to start this Let's Play and this episode specifically because it is a really, really long cutscene, and finding something to talk about for that long, rather than just saying like, oh hey, Mumbo just fell off the table and now Banjo's all shaking and stuff like that. It was gonna be a bit of a challenge, but a challenge I am willing to accept in order to Let's Play this game. So, coming out of the rock wall that looks like it was very poorly put together, honestly, is a giant drill thing. It's pretty bad. It's a very rainy night, and it's a sequel, so obviously something bad's gonna go down. But exactly what, we have no idea. But we're about to find out. Maybe. There we go. Well, whoever it is must have been really gassy on their way here. I mean, my god, look at that. That, and it was also very irradiated. What is this, Fallout? God, she's so irradiated, she's green. Okay. Blobelda, that is a hilarious name. Rhymes with Zelda, but, I mean, Blobelda, what the heck? Oh, okay. That's a wonderful view. Let's just go away. It must really suck to be that cat, like, seriously. I would not want to be that cat in a million years. See, look at the kind of crappy, stupid stuff I get to talk about during this cutscene. So bad. But hey, I mean, the gang's all here just playing some cards. I guess this is what happens in between games. I mean, if you think about it, when Mario's not rescuing the princess from Bowser, he's go-karting with him. So, I mean, just some downtime where they just play games with each other. Mumbo much brave. He'll go look outside. Alright. And this is kind of funny as well. Just takes all of Mumbo's money. What kind of money is that anyways? It just looks like coins, but I mean, whatever. Ah well. Also, what would these people be doing with currency? It's not like there's a shop around here. Also, how is Gruntilda still, like, pounding on that rock trying to break free? It's been 2 years. I mean, she should be, like, a skeleton and dead now, but I guess maybe there's some magical thing going on. Okay, the rock is so big it's gonna take both of their powers. Blobelda, I feel like you could lift that up just fine. I like how they actually have, like, the spell and the words in the book, and you can read it there. Although I wonder what that spell is on the other page. I've never been able to read it because it's just like at enough of an angle that it's difficult to read. Alright, well, you basically pulverized that rock. It didn't look so difficult at all. Okay, so could we please maybe move away from this camera angle? That's a bit really disturbing. Well, it looks like I was right about one thing. She is in fact a skeleton now, however, she most certainly is not dead. Oh, great. One little thing that I never got about her design in this game is why her rib cage is sticking out of her clothes like that. I mean, it kind of looks like she has her main shirt on, or skirt, dress, or whatever, and then her ribs are on top of that, and then her jacket cape thing over that. I don't get it, but I mean, whatever. Okay, so they're gonna go back to their castle. It's just funny how her eye falls out like that. Alright. Then Banjo's hairy butt. Or maybe you'll just stick around in the castle for most of the game while I collect Jiggies and a whole bunch of other crap that'll somehow allow me access to your castle. And then you'll try to whoop my butt. Okay, so they've seen Mumbo. He's got to get out of here. Apparently he's not much brave at all, and he's just running away like a big chicken. And Gruntilda's still rhyming, which is a nice thing. Really like how Gruntilda rhymes. It's just a little quirk to her character that's really fun. Good thing she's become a really bad shot in between games. I mean, she was a really good shot before, but not so much anymore, I guess. Lucky for Mumbo. Yay, Kazooie gets birdseed. No, it doesn't matter. There's no Game Shark. You can't prove it. And Mumbo's not gonna question why his money is with Kazooie now. Instead, well, at least he's looking out for his friends and telling them about, the witch incoming. I mean, he comes in, he's like, Gruntilda's on the— wait a minute, you took all my money, forget you guys, and then he just takes his money and leaves, and then they all die. That'd be quite the game. It'd end after the 15-minute cutscene. Also, that lag, dang. Gruntilda's magic is so powerful, it makes the entire game lag. Also, all these— I don't know, my capture card is still, like, slowly dropping frames. I think if this cutscene will ever end, I'll stop the recording for a second and see what I can do. But right now I don't want to start the recording because it's been 10 minutes and we're still in the cutscene and I can't pause it. So we're gonna have to deal with this for now. I mean, it's not like there's a massive drop every now and then. It's just really slight drops, so I think it's okay, but it's gonna be a pain in the butt to re-sync up the game sound with the video. Okay, so they're going back into the Fartmobile. I'm gonna guess that Blobelda contributed most of that. And Gruntilda's gonna contribute none of it because she kind of no longer has a digestive system. So, yeah. Alright, so they all leave and just throw out some baddies, because, you know, whatever. They're gonna run around, tear up the place a little, and it's gonna be not too fun. Except it's gonna be a ton of fun because we've got another adventure on our hands. And they throw it in reverse, which... Did it also make the drill go in reverse? Because that would be kind of funny if it did. I wasn't paying attention to that. And then she just leaves Klungo behind. Speaking of Klungo, in the last game, he basically had no role whatsoever. I mean, you only saw him if you got a game over cutscene, and he just had some lines there. In this game, they gave Klungo more of a role, which I'm very happy about, because Klungo's pretty neat. I mean, he is the henchman after all, and the henchman needs to do stuff for the master. Well, looks like the house is pretty much destroyed. At least everybody got out all right. Right? I mean, we got Banjo, we got Kazooie, we got Mumbo, basically all the characters that the people care about. Yes, everyone got out safely. And then Kazooie, of all people, is the one to notice that Bottles is in fact not here. And instead, he's just he didn't believe him, because he wanted to take all of Banjo and Kazooie's coins. That was the plan all along. And then... ba-boom. Mole looks much unwell. He's kind of dead. There goes his spirit. So, we're 10 minutes in and somebody has already died. This is definitely a lot darker than the original game. That's another thing. This game is a bit darker than the original game, like what Grunty's going to do, and this right here, the worlds and stuff. Yes, we're going to make the witch pay. Where's Tootie, though? I mean, she wasn't playing cards with us. Is she off at school or something? I don't know. Well, luckily she wasn't here to get hit by the blast or anything or get stolen again. Although I don't think that that Grunty is worried about looking pretty anymore. I think she just wants to look alive. So, after 12 minutes, so I was close in estimating 15 minutes, we have finally finished that cutscene. I'm going to cut out for a minute, although it'll only be a millisecond to you guys. So I will see you all in a second when we actually start playing the freaking game. Alright, so I did literally nothing, so I don't know how well this is actually gonna work out. See ya, Bottles. But, yeah, this is the thing. Is it just me, or is the game kinda laggy? Weird. I'm just going to go with it for now, but it does seem to be slightly laggy. Maybe it's just all the destruction and stuff going on. Or Bottles' presence, I mean. I don't know. So yeah, Klungo's over there talking to us for a minute, saying that he's gonna wait for us in the cave, so we already have a new destination to go to, which is that there cave. Okay, here we go. Now we're getting a bit better in the speed department. That worried me for a second. Okay, so let's just head right into the cave and follow Klungo, because where there's a Klungo, there's a witch. And let's go get her revenge. Inside the digger tunnel. Okay, sure. That's another thing to note about this game, is that the worlds are now broken into areas and stuff rather than just being one thing, and they all have different little names and stuff. You know, I probably should have just been walking in as Banjo, not on the Talon Trot. So this cutscene's going to look a little weird when Banjo's on screen, but we're gonna have to go with it. Yes, we caused a lot of trouble to Mistress. We kind of made her a skeleton. Yeah, see, just Banjo, like, has his back turned to Klungo, and he's all like, oh, I don't remember doing that at all. He's not even looking at Klungo, like, seriously, should have been just standing as Banjo. I wish they went back to just standing Banjo in these cutscenes, but they don't do that. Oh, shoot, which one is it? Of course, it's that one. So, Klungo has 3 different possible fights that you can fight. I happened to get the one... Will you stop talking? Okay. I happen to get the one where he makes multiple copies of himself. So I think it's this one. Yeah. When you hit the right one, you'll get a little ding sound, and of course he has 3 lives. With each hit, he will make a new Klungo clone, but you just want to hit the one that starts walking last. And that's how you know which one it is. It seems like the Klungo you want to hit also has a dirtier jacket or something like that. That might just be my imagination, though. After you hit him, yeah, it really does seem like that. Actually, I think it's this one, the one with the yellow jacket. Yep, there we go. After each hit, he'll go into his shield and just start throwing potions at you. Just go onto the Talon Trot and run in a circle, you'll dodge them just fine. Okay, yes, we're a nasty bear and bird, we hurt you. You asked for it, you jerk. By the way, we really didn't get to explore Spiral Mountain right now, at this moment. There are tutorial type stuff. We'll explore the mountain more later. For now, we really can't do anything there, but it is really destroyed. Also, who the heck are you? Okay, whatever. Where is the door? There it is. Alright. Just look at these tracks. They go everywhere. They were really going on a rampage. Like, they came through here, ran right into that wall, and then went this way, almost ran into a wall again, and now they went the right way. This is basically the overworld. It's kind of the Grunty's Tower of the game. This entire area, not just this room, but I mean, the area surrounding it. And you're gonna see those tire tracks all over this place. I mean, look right here. She went around, circled the green Jinjo house, went right through the gray Jinjo house. An information signpost. Press B to read it. This is a new addition to the game. In loving memory of the gray Jinjo family, when a huge digging machine flattened their house. So yep, gray Jinjos are not a thing in this game. However, we do have some new colors around. For instance, there's the black Jinjo house right there. So Jinjos serve a slightly different purpose in this game, and we'll get to that more. Right now we're getting a ton of tutorial type stuff, just in case you never played the first game. You just pick up an item, and then that guy over there, who we don't know, will explain what they do. Okay, now then, on top of this house, I'm incredibly sure it's this house anyways. This is an annoying jump. Yeah, it is. Oh, dang. Yeah, this is a bit of a pain to get, but it is very helpful and a part of 100%, so you want to make sure that you get it. Nope. Not... Oh, dang. Yeah, this is a real pain. I'll get it soon enough. You all will see. Wait, do we... I think I might need a new move before I can get that, actually. I'm gonna hold off on that. Okay, so now let's come up here. There's the purple Jinjos. I think that's brown and blue. And here we have the golden Jinjo house. This is fancy. And there are some other houses over in that direction, but there's literally no reason to go over there, so we're just gonna ignore them. And I didn't really feel the need to go check the houses either. We just need to go talk to this guy next to figure out what's going on with the Jinjos. Also, it's... Shoot, I forget the name of the pet, but... it's the... same pet that snake charmer guy from the first game had. That's kind of a neat little Easter egg to point out there. Although I think this one's bigger, though. In their giant machine. So basically, the witches caused all the Jinjos to leave the village. And throughout our adventure, it's going to be our job to find them. Just like the first game, but the way that we get rewards from it is a bit different, and again, we'll get into that later. This sequel is a heck of a lot bigger. I mean, you can tell already, just from how the worlds are broken into little segments, like the Digger Tunnel and now Jinjo Village, but also in the sheer amount of Jinjos that are in the game. There are a whole lot more colors to get. So we immediately get a Jiggy just because we need one Jiggy to open up the first world. So we're already 1% of the way done with the game, except not really, because there are a lot more collectibles. Okay, so now that's how we open up the worlds, basically. You gotta go to the ancient Jiggy Wiggy guy and have enough Jiggies to open up the world. No, honest, it's all true. Definitely not made up. Yes, I bet he is very important to the adventure. The Crystal Jiggy. Kind of like the Crystal Skull, I bet. except not at all. I've never actually seen that movie. So, yeah. And from what I've heard, it's probably a good thing that I didn't. Okay, and apparently the king just magically has the ability to open up a door in Bottles' house. Cause, you know, why the heck not? And then we can just run out. Actually, we have more cutscene coming up. Oh boy. Yeah, like I said, this first part is going to be a ton of cutscenes. It's not going to be until the second or third part that we can really get to the meat and potatoes of this game, the main course, if you would, where we can actually play the frickin' game. Jimmy Wiggy. They can never remember the guy's name. And I think Kazooie also called Jingling Dingaling once or something like that. Bit of a running joke there. Meanwhile, in the Fortress of Evil... Yes, giant satellite beam thing, because, you know, every villain needs a giant satellite beam thing. My voice is already slightly killing me, so I'm gonna take a drink. Also, this is coming up to be a 20-minute part, but I kind of want to just get all this introduction stuff out of the way, and we only have about 5 minutes left. So this is going to be like a 25-minute video. On average, I'm gonna try to make each video about 20 minutes. For this project, but this one's going to be a little bit longer just to get all this cutscene type stuff out of the way. Okay, so Grunty has just given up her rhyming, which is a very poor thing because that was a really fun quirk that she had in the first game, and now it's just not going to be there anymore. She's not rhyming. And one of the things that really made her a notable villain is now gone, which kind of really sucks. But you know, whatever. I'm pretty sure the guys at Rare were having like a really difficult time trying to get rhymes and stuff like that, so they just kind of gave up or something. I really don't know. That just seems like a thing. So basically the whole plan is to take the life force of everybody else on the island and give it to Grunty so she may have skin and stuff again. Also, Bob, bit of a little Easter egg here. Bob actually stands for a battery-operated boyfriend. So yeah, that's kind of a thing. Also, she has a suck and blow switch, which really doesn't help with the whole acronym thing. Oh well. Oh geez, that is a very yellow and dangerous looking beam. Kind of a greenish yellow, but you know, whatever. Oh man, it's a really good thing that we got out of there when we did, because that was almost really bad, actually. So they took out Jingling because he gave us a Jiggy. They call him a traitor, but I really don't get why, because I mean, he was never on Grunty's side to begin with. So I don't know how that makes him a traitor. Apparently the house has some life within it too, because it goes all gray and stuff. And it just looks really bad now, like, stuff's going down. Really want to make Grunty pay. And Jingling has become a zombie, and his pet is now a pile of ash and some eyeballs. Kind of sucks, a lot. And that alone was able to fill up the meter, like a fifth or a fourth or something like that, depending on whether you count that first section or not that was labeled empty. So apparently, even though one person can fill it up a fourth, they're gonna blast the entire island, which has a ton of people on it, even though they really only need 4 people, unless Jingling had a really high amount of life force, which might be possible considering he made his entire house gold with his life force or something. I don't know. So, Grunty's already killed 2 people. That is 2 more people than what died in the first game. Yeah, definitely a darker game. So let's go around and check on Jingling and see how much of a zombie he is. Maybe he'll eat out Banjo's brains. That would certainly be dark. Zombified throne room. So if you approach him, he will start to approach you, and then he'll attack you and stuff. You hit him, I think a couple times. Hello? Look, there's... Oh, Toots is her name. I heard that Minjos look just like us Jinjos, but bizarre. Apparently we can't sit on this couch here, but you know, whatever. But yeah, you just hit him a couple times, or you just wait around, and he'll give you little hints about the game. Such as that one. Apparently they're a thing called Minjos now, but we'll get into those later as well.